Leave the football before it leaves you. Jamie motherfucking Carragher. I love watching you, but you are going too far, my boy. You're going too far. You're going too far, my boy. You're going too far. Hey, man, I'm going to be reacting to Obi Mikel. I don't want to put the video under here, so you're just going to listen to what I'm listening to. So if you want to react with me, let's go. Let's go. Jamie Carragher talking shit about African Cup of Nations. Let's watch it together, or let's listen to what Obi Mikel have said. A person that have won the African Cup of Nations to a person that have never watched, I said watched, to a person that have never won any international major trophy or any trophy. That guy has never won nothing, but he's here talking shit. Talking about the African Cup of Nations is not a major trophy. Hey, man, back in 2023, the African Cup of Nations was the most entertaining tournament. It was, I don't know what I can say. It was better than the Euros. It was better than Copa America. Bro, African Cup of Nations, it's fire. Fire, my brother, fire. And this guy's talking about African Cup of Nations is not a major trophy. Hey, man, keep disrespecting us. But, and other thing, Jamie, I like you, man. Even though I'm a Chelsea fan, but I still, like, even when you talk shit about my team, I'm still a fan. But sometimes you gotta chill out. All right, let's listen to what, I hope you can, I'm gonna put it on 45 so you can hear what they're talking about. Boom, let's start.
Recording this edition of Taking the Count the morning after the night before. We've got an awful lot to get to, John. We'll get to the African Cup of Nations very quickly, though. Chelsea back to winning ways. 4 goals, 4 different goal scorers, a clean sheet. All is well in the world.
All is well in the world. I mean, but listen, for now, yes, great performance, I thought. A win we needed, much needed.
This video is long.
Good to be back on the winning ways again.
Like,
I think
it's like a 40,
they'll get a lot of
33 minutes long, so
just release a little bit of
when y'all get bored, y'all can go.
place
I'm not a big YouTuber, but
the manager as well.
maybe
So
one day I'm
it's a
gonna
much-needed
get
win.
there.
We continue this way, but again, no disrespect to Southampton, but they are where they are. They're leaking in goals. They're bottom of the table. So for us, a win is a win still.
A win is a win.
And it would have been a very...
it would have been a disaster.
Oh, you said it. 4 different goal scorers. We've touched on that. I guess the only negative from the night, again, no goal or goal contribution from Cole Palmer, but...
That's not a negative. I mean, the guy's been doing it from the start of the season. I think it's hard time that other people pick up, a bit of responsibility and help him do that if he's not scoring or
y'all keep talking about Palmer. Let's talk about Palmer. Palmer probably haven't scored in the few 7 games, but if you look at it, the goal against West Ham, it was Palmer's shot. The goal against Brighton, Palmer, bro.
Not just goal. I think he'll bounce
back.
This is such a fantastic player.
And Pedro Neto, we don't know if it was directed in our direction, but the yapping celebration, it may well have been for John.
Exactly. No, I don't think that. Listen, yes, we won a game, but let's not get carried away here. Don't get carried away. And of course, the opposition that we played against. Again, I don't want to take anything away from the performance. Much needed, brilliant performance. But don't go over the ball with the celebration. Let's calm down a bit.
Yes, indeed. So Chelsea back to winning ways, but a lot of you, whether it's listening in on the pod or watching us, it is all about, well, certain comments that were made back on Sunday. We've taken a bit of time, and as I say, a lot of people have jumped on the bandwagon with regards to comments made from Jamie Carragher relating to the African Cup of Nations. Of course,
yes, we at the point now.
John. Yes. Tournament that you won with Nigeria, captained the Super Eagles to success in 2013. The insinuation being, I know Jamie Carragher has come out on social media to say there's been an awful lot of virtue signalling. A lot of people have clambered on board the bandwagon. Pandering to the gallery is essentially what he's said with regards to this. But listen, given the fact that you're a proud African, proud Nigerian, you played in the tournament, you've won it, John, I think you're better placed than most to pass comment on what was said, first and foremost. So let's get that out of the way. The African Cup of Nations is a major tournament. Yes.
It is.
No doubt about it. There is no fucking doubt about it. The African Cup of Nations is, I've always said it. I was privileged and lucky to have won so many major trophies in my football career. And I've always said it. The Champions League and the African Cup of Nations is my two biggest trophies that I did win with my in my career, because for me I always rank the African Cup of Nations same level as I rank the Champions League. So for somebody to come out and make that statement, first of all, I just want to say the statement that he's made, this is bigger than a statement. This is just bigger than somebody making a statement, because you have over,
It is.
1.6 billion people in Africa. You know what I mean?
2 billion watched the last
2 billion watched the last tournament.
Yeah.
Bro.
You call it.
You hear those numbers? The African Cup of 2023. 2. Not 1. 2 billion. Bigger than the Super Bowl. For these Americans be clowning, oh my God, Super Bowl, and this is the best sport in the world. No, it's not. Your stupid sport, I won't call it stupid because I take that back. My apology. That sport, it's no bigger than any sports. In America, it's the biggest sport, but it's not. Basketball is bigger than NFL. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. African Cup of Nations, the one Jamie Carragher is disrespecting. 2 billion people were watching it. 2! And he's talking about it's not a major trophy. Come on, man.
A small tournament. It's so disrespectful what he said. And this is coming from somebody who never won any major international competition with England. Well, he has to play to win, and he never did both. So for me, I think the statement was so wrong and
ignorant, John.
And ignorant as well to disrespect such a wonderful tournament. We talk about
beauty
players coming into the Premier League to play in the Premier League. The Premier League, it is what it is today because of players from Africa, players from South America that come into the Premier League to make the Premier League what it is today.
Diverse.
Is the diversity that the Premier League has that's made this tournament, the Premier League, what it is today, the best league in the world. And it's because of players that are from Africa, players that are from South America, players from Europe. Everybody is coming into this Premier League to make it what it is today. So if you're sitting there thinking that the Premier League would be what it is today, just with the English players, you're fucking having a laugh, man. You're having a fucking laugh.
That's true. So the Premier League cannot be the Premier League without other cultures or any type of league.
Football is everything for us. Football is everything to everybody.
He said in Africa, football is everything. Bro, I am telling you. I was born knowing this sport. I was born and I started playing this sport. Y'all think this sport, it's everything to us, man. Like, we were born just like, I'm not just here talking that I don't know football. I know the sport, man. I might be young, but I'm a nerd. I know a lot of stuff. I know a bunch of stuff. Like, we can argue about... Hey, let me calm down. How come? As you can tell, that's my team. And that is me right there playing. Yeah, so now you have a little bit of knowledge that I'm a soccer player. Which...
I remember when there was a war that was going to break out in Ivory Coast. And DJ Drogba and the rest of Ivory Coast team came out and spoke to the whole country. And what happened? The fighting stopped. The war that was going to break out stopped. Millions of people were going to be killed. Children were going to be butchered. People were going to be killed because of the African Cup of Nations, because of football. Yeah. DJ Drogba and the rest of the team came out, made a statement, and the war stopped. Just for everybody to come together and support and watch Ivory Coast play in the African Cup of Nations. And you sit there with your mouth in the biggest platform, in the biggest organization in the world, on TV, everybody watching you, and you sit there with your mouth and just discredit such a tournament. For me, that is an absolutely something wrong. His statement is so wrong, and I hope that he will come out and make a massive apology, because he owes people around the world an apology.
It's interesting.
He does.
You and I spoke before recording this podcast, and one thing that really kind of got under your skin, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but fair play and credit to Mika Richardson and Daniel Sturridge for saying, hold on a second, Jamie, it's an open discourse. They jumped in and said, I just want to temper what you've said there. The African Cup of Nations is a major tournament.
It is a major tournament. So for me, the biggest thing is that, when somebody's sitting there, and he says something wrong, he's talking and he says something wrong, and you have two guys sitting there, by the way, two fantastic footballers, sitting there and try to correct you. And the smirk on his face, the arrogant fucking smirk on his face to dismiss, give me a minute.
Bro,
this shit anyways.
I wish y'all can see what I'm watching, but I don't want to do too much editing. I'm not the best at editing, so you can just
and you have other people coming out to try to correct
you. If you're still watching,
you coming out and attacking everybody else and keep, discrediting this wonderful tournament. I'm lucky enough to win the African Cup of Nations. I know the blood and tears we shared to be able to win the African Cup of Nations. If you ask a player like DJ Drogba today, did not, fantastic player, fantastic team with Ivory Coast, did not get to win the African Cup
of Nations. I didn't even know that Didier Drogba didn't win it. I thought he won it because back in 2015, I thought he won it. But Ivory Coast won 2015, so Didier Drogba wasn't playing, I guess. I think Didier Drogba wasn't playing. Sad that he wasn't playing because Didier Drogba is the best African player of all time. If he's not the best, if he's not the best, he influenced a lot of people. Like, I started being a Chelsea fan because of who else? Didier Drogba. He was known for this. He did this. Cold Palmer. It's cold. But, yeah. I'll stop pausing.
It's absolutely fantastic. And for somebody to come out and say that, somebody who never won anything with England, to come out and make such statement. This guy says so many things on TV.
He does.
Never won the Premier League.
Never.
Analyzes teams and tell them, they have to win the Premier League, but you haven't won it.
Never.
You don't know what it takes to win the fucking Premier League.
I don't think he knows that.
You don't know what it takes to win, with your national team. You can't discredit such a wonderful tournament that, people in Africa die for the African Cup of Nations. Children, kids grow up watching their idols, watching their country, supporting their country. Because the African Cup of Nations is what inspires them. The next generation. The influx of African players coming into the Premier League, coming to Europe to play, is because of they grow up watching the African Cup of Nations.
I could be wrong on this, John, and I'm speaking very much to Jamie now. I would wonder if he's ever been down to Africa. to actually attend.
After this comment, I don't think you will ever be welcome to go to Africa. There's no chance.
Educate oneself, because I think, and I've read an awful lot of the comments based on what Jamie said, and I think one of the issues that I would certainly raise is the fact that I've seen a lot of people say, but he makes a valid point. I've seen a lot of outrage, but I have seen
Sometimes he does.
He made a valid point about the structure of the African tournament or the African football. Yes, we can sit here. I've always said it on this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I've always said it. I've always been honest here and said it. That yes, the corruption is there. The higher authorities can do much better. The federation can do much better. If our football is being run properly,
yeah.
If the people in charge run the football properly, everything is in structure. Yes, do you think the players from Africa would be rushing to come down to Europe to play? No, they wouldn't, because we celebrate, we worship, we enjoy our football back home. The physicality, the power, the speed, the flair that we have in our game that we bring to the Premier League. The players like Jejo Kocha that everybody tuned in to watch. The skills that he brought to the Premier League. DJ Drogba, the power, the power, the goal scoring. Michael Essien, the power.
Oh my God! I remember that volley he scored against Barcelona.
What we help to grow the Premier League. You know, the influx of players that helped build Chelsea Football Club, which is one of the biggest clubs right now in the Premier League. The African players we had back in our days.
Yeah.
We can't talk about.
You can't sit there and just create such a massive tournament. I have always said it. So you're telling me that the Euros is way bigger because it's the Euros.
But it's and this is the point I want to get to. It is as bigger to Europeans because it isn't.
You gotta expand your
horizons. I'm with you on that, John. And I think, just because you are a proud Englishman or a proud European, there's a Eurocentricity kind of look on the fact that the Euros is the biggest Copa America because they are Brazil and Argentina. But look at the numbers, over 2 billion tuned in, the biggest African Cup of Nations that's ever been, the last event. I think the other thing, and you and I spoke about this again before this pod, I think what doesn't help the optics of the African Cup of Nations, and I think is partly the reason why a lot of people out there dismiss it or perhaps not see it as a quote-unquote major or massive tournament, is because of its position in the calendar, John. There's a lot of Premier League-only fans who think that football begins and ends with the Premier League. The African Cup of Nations being a December and a January tournament, a lot of people, not me, I don't enjoy
it. Exactly, we can talk about that. We've always said that.
They lose the players in December and January for 4 to 6 weeks to the African Cup of Nations.
True.
That doesn't help it.
No, that doesn't help, but that doesn't you can't just create a tournament just because of that. In Africa, in June, July, we know what the weather is like.
Correct.
You can't stand the
It's
weather
hot.
at home. And that's why we thought, okay, when do we play the tournament? And of course, the best time to play is in December, January, because that's when the weather is bearable. And so for us, we've tried to change it so many times. We've tried to find out how can we change it, how can we fit into the calendar whereby is played same time as the Euro, same time, but we just can't. You know what I mean? So yes, there's so many excuses, but listen, we talk about it again. We talk about you can't sit there. There's so many kids growing up. We talk about inclusion as well. This is about, we only talk about inclusion in society, talk about inclusion in the world. And we're trying to change things like that in the perception of people.
Yeah.
This doesn't help when somebody like you that has a massive following that sits there in one of the biggest, platform in the world and make comments like this and you talk about inclusion.
That's
because
true.
You think the Euros is more better.
That is true.
Because
what he was just saying, that's true. Like, an example, if I show speed, go on internet and just say this is not good. A lot of kids, I'm telling you, a lot of kids are gonna say that's not good. So what John just said is true. He said Jamie Carragher has like a big platform. If he said stuff on the internet, there's a lot of people that are gonna get manipulated and just take it how they heard it. Like, it's true. But if you don't understand, you won't get it. So that was the best I can do. Let's continue.
Because of what?
Yeah.
The original escape to this, I just think his statement is so bad. And again, I've said it. Because the African Cup of Nations is as big. I don't care what you say. Because I've played in it. I've won it.
Yeah.
It's not his fucking place to discredit the African Cup of Nations. It's not his fucking place.
Yeah.
It's not!
I am fucking angry.
He's angry.
I'm fucking angry.
And it's because
John is angry.
For Liverpool, he didn't win the Premier League. And he sits there week in, week out telling people, teaching, coaching, trying to tell people how to win the Premier League. And he haven't won it. To all African people, tuning week in, week out, watching the Premier League, watching Sky Sports News, watching Sky Sports. One of the biggest, the biggest in the world.
Yeah.
I know how Africans don't have money to eat. They're starving. But what happens? They watch the fucking Premier League. They
True.
watch you on the weekend.
True.
And you sit there, open your mouth, and discredit the whole fucking African continent, saying your African nation tournament is shit. It's shit. That it has no value because it's not the Euros or the Copa America. He can fuck off.
Damn.
He can fuck off.
Damn.
I'm telling you.
He's speaking facts.
Because we know in Africa what we bring to the Premier League, what the players that come into the Premier League bring to the Premier League from Africa. The players that played in this tour that have come out represented Africa boldly.
Hey, man.
Some of the best.
He is talking facts.
Starting from George Ware.
Yeah.
Who's won the Ballon d'Or, by the way?
Last African.
He's African.
Only African.
He's African.
And you look at the players, John, Mo Salah, the best player on the planet right now, proud Egyptian. Man City have just invested the best part of 70 million quid on an Egyptian, Omar Marmoush, to rescue their season. Victor Osimhen, one of the best strikers in the world. Ademola Lookman, hat-trick in last season's Europa League. That's just 4 of the key players in African football. And I'm going to throw in a country in Morocco reaching the semi-finals.
Which is the semi-finals.
The FIFA World Cup.
Players hold off play representing the African countries. Do you think this statement like this from him helps?
No, it doesn't.
Players try to embrace their origin, where they're from, where their country from.
Yeah, what it does.
It doesn't help.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Because they're literally thinking, of course, Jamie Carragher said African Egypt will never win the World Cup. Why would I hold off playing for Egypt? Why would I hold off playing for Nigeria? Why would I hold off playing for Ghana? I have more chance winning the World Cup playing for England, playing for Spain, because Jamie Carragher said that. And we said that. I said that on this podcast. That does not help.
It doesn't.
For anyone watching this, John, and perhaps you have never been to an African Cup of Nations or never been to Africa to watch a football game, let's celebrate it. What is it that makes it so magical?
Oh,
The culture! The culture! Bro!
We watch football, we die football, we eat football.
The culture!
Football.
And it's interesting.
Bro, the best thing about the African Cup of Nations, it's culture. Like, bro, the music, the players, the celebrations, the fans, everything. Bro, the African Cup of Nations, woo! My first African Cup of Nations I ever watched was 2017. I can't say I watched the other ones. That's when I found out that, I got into football in 2017. That's when I really started watching games like that. So, yeah, I watched the African Cup of Nations. I know who won it. It was Cameroon, and I think they played Egypt in the final. Maybe or not, if I'm wrong, but I know Cameroon won it. And yeah, like, let me show you. Y'all see? Do y'all see this? This is how, if you don't know this country right here, it's Burundi. That's where my parents are from. This country have went to the African Cup of Nations once. It was 2019. We played Nigeria. I'm gonna put on a Nigeria jersey on later because I like the Nigerian jersey. They so clean and I want to buy more. Bro, I'm telling you, the African Cup of Nations, beauty, the culture. Bro, look at these jerseys, clean. Half of the jerseys are just like too clean. Let's continue with the video.
That have supported from Africa, supported the English teams, just because we African players play for those English teams.
Yeah.
Chelsea have a absolute massive followings now in Africa because of what? Because of players like me, DJ Drogba, Michael Essien, Solomon Kalou, that's come and represented Chelsea from Africa.
And England, the country.
That's true.
Made the Premier League what it is today, the biggest league in the world.
Yeah.
It's because of the diversity. So don't sit there and think because you think if it's just because of the English players, the Premier League what it is today. No, it's not. It's because of the diversity of the players. It's because of the players that come from Africa, from South America, from Brazil, from Argentina, from Spain.
That's true.
The coaches,
Mm-hmm.
the staffs, the cleaners.
If you think about this, the Premier League, in the history of the Premier League, there's not an English manager that have ever won the Premier League. So, like, Jamie Carragher, speak, Jamie. You can't speak about that. You're here teaching people how to win the Premier League. Why can you not go coach if you want to teach people how to win the Premier League? Come on, my boy.
All those people. I played for Chelsea for 11, 12 years. Our laundry man was from Ghana. Yes, from Ghana. The impact that he made, that every fucking day we go to the training ground, Eric, his name was. Everybody shouting, Eric, where's my shorts? Where's my pants? Eric made sure everything is there for you every morning. That's the impact that he gave up to us in the Premier League.
Yeah.
People that you don't see. Yeah. So he needs to shut his fucking mouth.
Damn. He's mad.
Before he criticizes Africa. And what we stand for. And what we enjoy. And who we are. Because it's bigger than football. His statement is bigger than football.
It is.
One of the positives.
It is.
The biggest positive that might come out of this is the fact that we're now talking about African Cup of Nations. We're going to educate people. There'll be people now that will say, right, let's watch it if we haven't watched it before. Because I find a lot of people are commenting that I do question, but have you ever watched an African Cup of Nations game? Have you ever taken the time to immerse yourself in it? We get so bogged down, and I understand if you're a European, the Euros. I can understand if you're a football fan. The Lamine Yamals from Spain, the Englands, the France, the Italys. We're talking about nations here who have won the FIFA World Cup. But ultimately, you can't really pass comment until you've taken the time out to educate yourself on African football.
You have to watch it.
And watch it.
You have to watch it. But again, sometimes it comes down to the coverage, to the TV, the people that televise the game.
And that's what I go back to.
Sometimes, at the last African Cup of Nations, the games, they started showing the game 20 minutes later. 20 minutes fucking
I'm
later.
telling you, bro.
After the kickoff.
After the kickoff. Some of them had no fucking
That doesn't
commentary. That doesn't help, does it?
It doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Because the TVs didn't give a fuck about what it is. That doesn't help.
No, it doesn't.
That doesn't help. When you have big players like Mo Salah that play in those tournament right now, Victor Osimhen, best player right now in the world, Mo Salah.
Yeah.
Mo Salah's African.
That represent Egypt, represent the African root. Comments like this don't help. When we talk about players embracing the African root, embracing who they are, the inclusion that we're trying to create all around the world, not just in football. And you sit there discrediting all the continents.
Oh my God, these commercials, but like I was telling y'all, bro, Jamie Carragher, I don't know what's wrong with you, but it gotta be fixed, my boy. It gotta be fixed. Don't come on Sky Sport always yapping stuff that you don't know. I'm telling you, Jamie. I'm telling you, Jamie. It's on site.
Get hooked up with Cash App.
It's on site, Jamie.
An offer and save it soon when you pay.
It's on site, Jamie.
Hablemos del salario.
¿Qué es lo que ofrecen los boletos por exposición?
Es competitivo.
It's on site, Jamie.
¿Cuál sería?
It's on site. I'll change up the jersey.
Saying, it's not as good as yours. Who the fuck are you? It's not as good as yours. Who the fuck are you? To speak.
Yeah.
If you won the Euros with England, I might understand that. If you won a major tournament with England, I might understand that.
He never. Look.
Oh, you won.
Bro, Nigeria got the best jerseys, bro.
That I won,
Not
that I should brought to
Nigeria got the best jerseys in the world, bro. These jerseys, oh my God. I don't give a damn what you think, but Nigeria got the best jerseys in the entire earth. Nobody got clean jerseys like this. Even though Nigerians, I call them Nigerian scammers, but Nigeria got the best jerseys. Nigerians, it's not Nigerians, but Nike, thank you for creating good jerseys and keep it up. Keep it up. Because Nigeria, oh my God, they got the best jerseys, man. Too good. Too clean.
growing up watching it. Players like Stephen Keshi, who passed away, who won it as a player and as a coach. The tears and blood that he shed to win that. Growing up thinking, I want to win. One of my biggest things that I want to do is to win with my African country. Is to win with Nigeria. Yeah, of course. That was my biggest dream growing up. Because I know how growing up, my dad, everybody used to watch it. The disappointment when we never watched, when we never get to win it. Every time we crashed out of a tournament, the disappointment. Family, friends, people die from it. People die from losing in the African nations. And you discredit it. You know.
I can see you.
Bro, I'm telling you.
I am fucking angry.
I'm telling you, people be dying. Like, you're not gonna hear it from me. You can go watch Obi Mikel by yourself. Give him some views if I get more than 100 views here, but which I don't know if I'm gonna get. I just started, but I don't mind. But it's cool. Hey man, everybody starts from the bottom.
You've explained
And it's
that.
a good reason.
Of course.
Because I know how difficult it is to win the African nations.
Yeah.
I know. I know what it means to my people. I know. Yes, the authorities can do much better. Of course they can. The authorities can do fucking much better. They can be held responsible. And this is why we get disrespected. Because of the people, the authorities, the people who sit there, who can make our football much, much better.
But, as you said to me, don't allow the bureaucracy to
The
blind you.
bureaucracy cannot affect.
Because the players and the
The
fans.
players and the fans make up the tournament.
Yeah.
The players, the football, and the fans make up the tournament.
True.
The bureaucracy, I don't give a fuck about. It has to be better. Yes, it has to be better. Yes, it has to be better. But that does not take away what we enjoy, who we are, the flair that we have in Africa, the way we play, the way we enjoy our game, the way we watch our game, the way we celebrate our game, the culture.
Bro, the celebrations
of Africa.
If you watch the 2023 one, oh my God. That tournament was so...
Watch the way people celebrate and watch football. The drums playing, the vuvuzelas going on.
Mke wangu ni vuvuzela, ni vuvuzela, ni vuvuzela. Natamani kurudi nyumbani naogopa, vuvuzela. What you know about that song, man? What you know about that song, huh? Huh?
Yeah.
Listen to
South
this.
Africa.
Listen to
There is
this.
no better culture watching football, enjoying football. Go to the stadiums in Africa and watch the way people celebrate and watch football. The drums playing, the vuvuzelas going on.
The what? Huh? Mke wangu ni vuvuzela, ni vuvuzela, ni vuvuzela. Natamani kurudi nyumbani naogopa, vuvuzela. Wewe, achana na sisi
I want
wewe.
that credit card to come out. You got to take me to an African Cup of Nations game, John. I need to come and sample it.
You have to.
I would love to.
The joy. When people go back and watch it, the African nations.
2027, I have to be in Africa, bro. 2027.
And you can't. For me, this is what pains me, and that's why I'm so angry about it. So angry about it.
I want to move the conversation to Africa, John, because one of the big supporters of African football, no doubt, a man you know well, Mr. Jose Mourinho. He's said it many times, huge supporter of you, of course, of a number of African players that have played under him. He's also made the headlines in the last 24, 36 hours. I want to just put something to bed. You've known that man for a very, very long time. There's been some grave accusations levelled against him for comments that he made. 0-0 draw between the two rivals. Of course, Jose, now manager of Fenerbahce. Galatasaray, 0-0. It's kept Galatasaray's lead at the top of the Turkish Superliga at 6 points. He came out afterwards. He made some comments about the bench, the histrionics that were coming from the Galatasaray bench. They come out to say they intend to initiate legal criminal proceedings against Jose for racism. Now let's just put this to bed, John. Jose Mourinho is not a racist.
Listen, first of all, the politics in Turkish football.
Jose was never racist.
Everybody knows the politics in football in Turkey is it's crazy. It's crazy. The bureaucracy is something you don't want to. It's out of this world. Out of this world. And for them to label, our African dad, sweet Paulie, as everybody knows, a racist, for me, that's a fucking joke. That's a fucking joke. Not Jose Mourinho, not somebody that I know really, really well. Somebody that we all know really, really well.
The special one.
That is, I'm not even entertaining that. I've had few journalists message me on my phone, on Instagram saying, "Oh, what do you make of this Jose Mourinho racist?" I'm like, fuck off. This is politics this politics and football in Turkey, and Jose Mourinho is somebody that loves everybody, not just Africa. I don't want to see this in naked race. He loves every fucking body.
Oh God.
He is nice to everybody.
Doesn't care about.
He doesn't care about where you're from. He doesn't care about your color. He doesn't care about who you are.
Religion.
The religion, nothing. As a beautiful, beautiful human being you can ever meet. The straightforward human being you can ever meet in your life. Says it as it is. Somebody who gave me my debut, who brought me to the football club, DJ Drogba, Michael Essien, loved us as his own children.
Yeah.
So for me, this comment, this situation, I don't even want to get into it because it's baseless. It's something that I don't want to waste my time on.
Good, but that was important.
It was important. We talked about it, yes.
Because they are grave accusations.
Because they're trying to crucify him in
Yeah,
Turkey.
yeah.
Because he's trying to expose the politics in football.
Yeah.
Jose will always say it as it is. You can never shut him up. When he sees injustice, he says it. And he's been saying it since he's moved to Fenerbahce. He's been saying it. And of course, the authorities don't fucking like it. Because he says it as it is. So now they're trying to label him a racist. Really? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
I knew that would be the case, and as soon as I saw that, having spent a bit of time, obviously not nowhere near as much time as you, it was like,
It's laughable even when I had it. It's laughable.
yeah.
You know,
I'll end this video
you
here
call him?
because they kind of they done talking about Jamie Carragher. That was the whole point of this video, but I'm gonna watch it on my own. I'm gonna finish the video. Hey man, if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you like, subscribe. Please help me reach 100 subscribers. Let's start on 50. Let's go to 100. Let's go to 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, and 1,000. Please subscribe, y'all. Thank you. And thank you for watching my video if you got to this far. I don't think that you did, but yeah.